Hey kids, it's July 20th, Monday. Today we arrived at a hotel with a couple of close friends who also have a child you know very well. We'll spend the next 4 days together. It was a fairly long drive, almost 500 kilometers. By the time we arrived, it was already after 5 in the afternoon. We went straight to the sea, which was lovely. Then we had dinner and came back to the hotel. Finding a quiet and private place to record today's talk has been slightly difficult, so I'm sitting in one of the hotel restaurants. There isn't much light around me, but hopefully you can still see my face. Today I want to talk about priorities. More specifically, how to make sure the things that truly matter don't get pushed aside by everything else. There is a famous analogy that explains this beautifully. Imagine an empty glass jar sitting on a table. Next to it are several large rocks and a bucket of sand. Now imagine pouring the sand into the jar first. You fill it halfway, perhaps even more. Then you try to place the large rocks inside. Very quickly, you discover that they don't fit. The jar is already too full. But now imagine starting again. This time, you place the large rocks inside first. Then you pour in the sand. The sand flows between the rocks, settles into the small spaces, and somehow almost everything fits. The rocks represent the things that truly matter: your family, your health, your character, your closest friendships, your principles, your peace of mind, the people you love. The sand represents everything else: emails, notifications, minor complaints, unnecessary arguments, entertainment, small frustrations, things that feel urgent but often aren't particularly important. The lesson is simple. If you fill your life with sand first, there may be no space left for the rocks. Not because your life is too small, but because you filled it in the wrong order. Life will become full either way. The real question is, what do you put into it first? I learned this lesson the difficult way. When I was at university, I wanted to do everything. I studied, I worked, I exercised, I tried to learn a musical instrument, I joined activities, I explored new interests. I kept myself constantly busy. At the time, I thought I was making the most of life. I believed being busy meant I was using my time well. But slowly, without fully noticing, I began spending less time with my friends. Not because I didn't care about them. I loved them. I simply assumed there would always be another weekend, another evening, another opportunity to meet. So I postponed one gathering, then another. I missed a coffee, cancelled a plan, said, maybe next week. Then one day, one of my closest friends organized a party, and I wasn't invited. Later, I asked him why. He apologized and said he had honestly forgotten. Then he added, "Mate, out of sight, out of mind." That hurt. It truly hurt. I took it personally and reacted in a rather childish way because I felt rejected. But he wasn't trying to punish me. He was telling me something I needed to hear. It was a slap in the face, and he was right. Relationships don't always end because of one dramatic betrayal. Sometimes they simply fade. One missed call, one postponed coffee, one cancelled visit, one maybe next week after another. Until one day, you are no longer part of each other's everyday lives. That experience taught me something important. People don't only need to know that you love them. They need your time, your attention, your presence, your effort. Time is one of the ways love becomes visible. You can say, "You matter to me," but if you never call, never visit, never listen, and never make room for someone, your actions may eventually communicate something different. Please don't take people for granted. Not your friends, not your parents, not your partner, not your children. A relationship may feel permanent, but the opportunities inside it are not. There will not always be another dinner, another walk, another summer, another ordinary afternoon together. I don't say that to make you afraid. I say it to remind you that ordinary moments are valuable while they are still available. There is another well-known analogy about life and priorities. Imagine that you are juggling 5 balls. They represent work, family, health, friendships, and your character or inner life. One of those balls, work, is made of rubber. The others are made of glass. If you drop the rubber ball, it will probably bounce. You may lose a job and find another. A business may fail and you may start again. Your career may change direction. It may be painful and difficult, but recovery is often possible. The glass balls are different. If you repeatedly neglect your health, it may not fully recover. If you neglect your family, trust may crack. If you allow your friendships to disappear, years may pass before they feel the same again, if they ever do. If you compromise your integrity, rebuilding your character and reputation can take a very long time. Glass may survive a small fall, but it can also crack. And even after repair, the marks may remain. That does not mean work is unimportant. Work matters enormously. It feeds you, supports your family, creates opportunities, develops skills, and when it aligns with your values, it can give you meaning and purpose. I am grateful for the work I have, but work should support your life. Your life should not exist only to support your work. That distinction matters. There will be seasons when work requires more of you. There may be projects, emergencies, or opportunities that deserve extra time and effort. But if every season becomes a work season, then work is no longer supporting your life. It is consuming it. One of the most useful Stoic questions is, what is actually under my control? You cannot fully control whether your company succeeds, whether people promote you, whether the market changes, whether everyone recognizes your effort, whether you become rich. But many of your most important rocks are connected to choices you can make. You can call your parents. You can keep your promises. You can take care of your body. You can protect your principles. You can listen when someone you love needs you. You can put your phone away at dinner. You can apologize. You can make time for a friend. You can be present with your children while they are still children. Those choices belong to you. The modern world constantly pours sand into our jars. Messages, meetings, news, social media, advertisements, small tasks, other people's demands. And the strange thing is that much of this sand arrives disguised as something important. Urgency often looks more important than it actually is. A notification feels as though it must be answered now. An email appears and immediately becomes your priority. Someone complains, and suddenly their frustration controls your afternoon. We become busy and assume that means we are productive. But activity and importance are not the same. You can have a completely full day and still neglect everything that truly matters. You can answer every email but never speak properly to your family. You can attend every meeting but never exercise. You can complete every task but never ask whether the life you are building is one you actually want. Then, years later, you look at your jar and wonder why there is no space for your health, relationships, or peace of mind. The answer is usually not that there was never enough time. It is that the sand went in first. I have learned that when something is truly important, you cannot wait until you find time for it. You have to give it time. Schedule the exercise, plan the family dinner, call your friend, protect the quiet morning, go for the walk, put Put those things into the jar first. The sand will always find somewhere to go. Some of it will fit around the rocks, some can wait, and some may not need to enter your life at all. That is another lesson I have gradually learned. Not everything deserves your attention. Some things should simply be ignored. Some messages can wait. Some invitations can be declined. Some arguments do not need your participation. Some tasks can remain unfinished. Some expectations belong to other people, not to you. Protecting your priorities sometimes requires disappointing someone. It may require saying no. It may require accepting that you cannot do everything. But every yes is also a no to something else. When you say yes to another unnecessary meeting, perhaps you are saying no to exercise. When you say yes to another hour of scrolling, perhaps you are saying no to sleep. When you say yes to every request from everyone else, perhaps you are saying no to the people who matter most. Priorities are not only what you say matters, they are what receives your time when different things compete. At the end of life, I don't think many people wish they had answered more emails. I don't think they wish they had attended one more meeting, won one more pointless argument, or spent another evening staring at their phone. But many people wish they had one more afternoon with someone they loved, one more conversation, one more walk, one more meal, one more hug, one more chance to say, "You matter to me." So every morning, before the world begins pouring sand into your jar, ask yourselves, what are today's rocks? Not every rock will need attention every day, but know what matters during this season of your life. Perhaps today's rock is your health. Perhaps it is studying. Perhaps someone you love needs you. Perhaps you need rest. Perhaps you need to finish one meaningful piece of work. Choose deliberately. Put it into the jar first. Then let everything else flow around it. And if some of the sand doesn't fit, perhaps that is not a problem. Perhaps it never belonged there. Your life will become full. Make sure it becomes full of what matters. And do not ever forget, I love you both very, very much.